Welcome back to the Lightspeed Social Agency YouTube channel. What I want to talk to you about today is the biggest hiring mistakes that I see lawn care business owners making going into the spring of 2022. We are solidly in an employee market, right? And what that means, just like in the real estate market, when you're in a buyer's market and buyers get to make demands, we are in an employee's market. Employees are calling the shots. Everyone is putting hiring signs up in their mom and pop shop businesses right now. And so that means that you have to compete for employees, right? There's no just throw up a lame duck job description and get applicants. I mean, you might get some applicants who couldn't get in anywhere else, right? So you might end up with some bad applicants. We need to be putting a marketing mindset on our hiring ads this spring. It is the only way that you are going to find actual good talent to work in your business. And so what I want to talk to you about is number one, job descriptions. If you haven't read our blog post on copywriting and writing in a way that gets sales, I encourage you to take a look at that. It'll be in the description down below. But you have to bring everything you know about marketing, everything you've learned about marketing to sell your business. Think about how to sell it to employees. Think about the things that keep employees around in your business. Why do people stay? What part of working in your business makes them want to be there? And sell that in the job description. So if it is, that you're not, you don't micromanage people. You're not like following them around constantly, making sure that they know how to tie their shoes, then include that kind of thing. Say, are you tired of businesses that follow you around like you don't know how to tie your own shoes? All of those sorts of benefits to working in a place, the things that give it a positive culture, are things that need to be in that job description. But at the end of the day, if the pay is not there, if you are not paying more than every other lawn care company in your market, the hourly rate is going to make up for a lot of bad culture. You can only throw so many pizza parties to overcome, paying people $3 less an hour than your competitors. So look at how much they're paying and figure out what you need to do to beat them. This is a competition. This is a race to the top for the best employees. So you have to figure out all of these levers that you can pull, and pay is your biggest lever. The paying the most and getting seen by potential employees are the two biggest levers to hiring in the spring. And so companies that don't pull both of these levers are going to be left with what the companies that did pull them leave on the table. And I don't want you running a business with a bunch of second and third string employees because you didn't know which levers to pull, or you convinced yourself that pay was not the biggest lever in the lawn care industry. Bottom line, the best employees are going to come where the pay is the best. Why would they do anything less? Why would you choose a client who is less profitable than another client, right? You have to think about these things. You have to practice this sort of empathy with the people that you're trying to hire for your business in the same way that you look at it as from your perspective, right? If you were an employee, you would go with the place that paid you the best, that seemed like they were going to treat you the best. So you have to build your business in a way that it's a place that somebody wants to work. And if you're not building your business into a place that you want to be, then certainly no one else wants to be there either. So consider these things as you're putting together your hiring strategy for the spring. You need to be spooling up, getting people on the bench now, ready to go. Finally here, I want to talk to you about whether it is time to bring in the big guns to bear on your market. If you feel like your market is extremely competitive, it is very hard to get employees, then it might be time to consider working with another company that can help you recruit, right? So what we have done at Lightspeed over the last year is start tailoring our marketing strategies to the hiring process. We've been working with several clients to figure out what platforms work best. And as much as I preach Facebook constantly, I'm not hiring anyone off of Facebook. I'm not putting money, certainly, behind ad spend to hire on Facebook. Where we have been seeing results is with Indeed. So we write that very salesy marketing brain job description. Then we're getting it in front of people on a platform where people are actually looking for a job. And then I think one of the most powerful elements of Indeed is that it shows you a grid of potential candidates. These aren't people who have applied. It's just like the last couple of jobs they've had, Indeed thinks that they might be a fit. I've seen it pull in some crazy things, so it's always like I manually go in and do this. But we go through, we invite people to apply who seem qualified. It gets you people who already have a little bit of experience. And we filter everyone. We run them through an automated phone assessment. And then by the time we've given them the green check mark, they are ready to schedule an interview with you. And so we take a lot of that like very top level, like the most, I think aside from no-show interviews, the most annoying part of the process off of you. You run that ad spend on Indeed. We build out the job description. We filter the candidates for you. We get rid of anyone who shouldn't be qualified to end up with an interview, and just help you build that team by telling people about your culture, why they should want to work for you. And when you go look at job descriptions on Indeed, go in like you're a candidate right now and read the top like 10 job posts in your area. They are all boring nonsense. Here's a bullet point. Like, I cannot tell you how many business owners write a bullet pointed list of every way an employee has ever upset them. Like, no one wants to read that. And if you've got a laundry list in here of all of these things that you hate about your current employees or people you've had to fire, I don't want to work at a place that has to tell me I shouldn't be on meth, right? Like, I don't want to be around, my coworkers shouldn't be that kind of person. So you have to think from the employee perspective, not from the lawn care perspective. You are selling people on working for your business in the same way that you're selling clients on working with your business. And so if you are not thinking that way about your hiring, I think that you've got a pretty big hiring problem because of that. And just to loop back on the thing that is also super important here, people are going to go where the pay is the best. So if you do not charge the prices that enable you to pay the best, and you're not pulling the volume because you don't have the employees to pay the best despite having lower prices, this might be a discussion about raising your prices, figuring out what you need to do to make your company a place people want to work. That is the number one thing you can do, because this is kind of the secret sauce of all of this. If people like working at your company and they know that they're being paid well, they know other people like themselves who will work at your company. So you start creating a self-replicating machine of employees who bring you other qualified employees. And I know that everybody has a horror story about they hired their best employee's cousin or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that that's like a perfect system, but it is going to bring in people. And when people talk, you never know when you're interviewing someone who through 2 or 3 people knows someone at the company, and they ask them like, what's it like to work there? Is the boss always throwing wrenches and following me around to make sure I know how to tie my own shoes? And so you have to, walk this talk. Not just us writing you an amazing job description will not be enough to overcome the day-to-day in your company. It might get you by in the very, very short term, but these are long-term changes working toward being the kind of company that you want to run, that you want to be involved in, right? No one wants to hate the place that they have to go every day. So keep those things in mind. If you need help with your hiring, there's a link down in the description. We are more than happy to run hiring ads for you, filter those candidates for you, and help you have the best season you can possibly have here in 2022.